All right, so it's the next morning after I uploaded this video here. I'm experiencing interdimensional karmic time loops, and I woke up to find more comments than normal, which is great, except that I had freaked people out to such a degree that all of the codependent looky-loos came out of the woodwork, and they all have some advice that they're going to give me. Now, bear in mind, I haven't asked for any. Haven't asked for any advice. I'm simply my commitment to you guys is that I'm going to share with you everything that I'm experiencing. I mean, like, you've been watching my channel. I mean, some of you, if you've left comments, maybe you haven't been on the channel a while. But I've talked about past lives where I was king of Atlantis, and I was single-handedly responsible for the destruction of planet Earth and all kinds of crazy stuff. And that wasn't so. You didn't respond to any of that, but you're responding to this. So either you're new to the channel, or there was something about this video that pushed your codependent buttons and you needed to respond. So I'm going to read some of these comments. So I'll go back to the beginning. So let's see. Right after I uploaded it, then we get a response here. Somebody says, "Your brain will adjust. If stuff gets too intense, just focus on grounding techniques for a bit." Really? You think I didn't? You think that I didn't? That's all this is? I did a little too much heavy breathing, and I've got a head rush. I mean, it tells me you didn't listen to what I was saying. This is the annoying part. If it were to get so bad, the offensive part is you're not even listening. I'm sharing with you deep, crazy, bizarre experiences that go far beyond. I'm a Qigong master. I'm a meditation master. Just to let you know, the Maoshan spirit fighting, the 5-element spirit fighting forms that you get at thunderwizard.com in the shop, if you take those, if you're able to, and you take those to their final destination, what will happen is that you will leave your body. You'll communicate with a being, and you'll learn. You'll get a power. And I know because I experienced some of that. So you're telling me that, if I'm talking about an experience in meditation that's taking me to these bizarre places, and your response is, "You know what? Just focus on grounding. It'll all be okay." It tells me you haven't even bothered to listen to what I say. So watch it again, and this time listen and feel the need that you have to fix me. That's your codependence. It means that what I'm talking about is frightening to you. It frightens you to such a level that you need to stop. So here's the thing about codependence. When people try and fix somebody, their conscious mind is telling them, "I need to help this person. I need to help them feel better." What's really going on is whatever it is they're feeling is triggering something inside of you that's making you uncomfortable. And it's really a very unconscious, passive-aggressive way of telling them to shut the hell up. I don't want to feel what you're talking about. So it means those of you that are giving me these condescending little bits of, it means that you're not comfortable. Somebody else says, "Ground and center." Like, you didn't think I thought of that? You think it's just that simple? Just ground and center, it'll all be okay. Why does it bother you why is it not okay with you that I'm having an experience that goes beyond the human, and I'm in a place where I'm talking it through? Very annoying. It means you're not listening. One guy says, "Thank you." I appreciate that. And then somebody says, Oh, wait. Let's see. I don't know that I've read this one. All right, I'll read that one later. That's longer than I want to put energy into. And here's a great one. Somebody says, also look into going plant-based. It helps immensely with everything. And then somebody says, explain. This person goes on to say, for two main reasons. The first reason, that many animals go through immense suffering, pain, and cruelty before they are killed and consumed by humans. This is a form of black magic. When you eat the dead flesh of the animal that has suffered while it was alive, it has dire karmic consequences to you on every level: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The second reason is that humans, for optimal performance, are designed to consume only plant-based foods. Now, that second part is completely false. Absolutely, completely false. What we have here is somebody has a personal, very strong personal emotional agenda of not killing and eating animals. You hear that in the first part. I can respect that. But then what we do is we project on everybody else. This is your insecurity. You need everybody else to be like you, because you can't tolerate the thought of doing harm to another, and you take on all this responsibility. Now, if that's, I'm not going to get into that one way or another. I'm not even going to try and argue whether or not human beings take on the karma of animals that they eat. I'm not even going to go there. But the second part is absolutely false. How do I know? I've been on this planet for a while, and I've known a lot of vegans. And every single one of them has health problems. They end up, if you do just a vegan diet for a long enough time, you are going to end up anemic. There are people, you can find them on YouTube. There are people who have been, for health reasons, they've gone completely vegan. They bought into that whole idea that vegan is the healthiest way to go. And they end up with major physical, all kinds of problems and pains. And you know what fixed it? They just started eating a meat-based diet. Started eating meat and cheese and milk, and all of a sudden, all of their health problems went away. And I know people who have been vegans, and they have to supplement. Like they have to go get B12 shots and things like that, because there are nutrients that our bodies can't absorb. This is why, the Hindus, they figured that part out. They don't kill any animals, but a lot of ghee, a lot of milk, a lot of raw milk, cheeses, things like that. That kind of stuff, you get all of that animal-based protein and animal-based nutrients without having to kill animals. So if the only thing is you don't want the karma of killing animals, you don't have to go completely plant-based. You can still milk, cheese, eggs, all of that. You can still get all that animal-based protein without having that karma and that black magic. So this person this is your agenda, and you can't tolerate the thought of other people. We're talking about spirituality, and spirituality, part of it is live and let live. Let people do their own thing. But you can't tolerate that. The thought of other people doing what you believe to be horrible and black magic is so painful to you that you have to then make them do what you're doing. And so you have to, when I'm having this experience that you're perceiving as some kind of I don't know how you saw it, your codependence kicks in, and you have to tell me that I have to do your emotionally, your agenda, your emotional agenda, which is to go vegan. If I do it like you, it'll all be okay. And what I'm getting from all of these is that these are people who haven't been doing these practices. Am I wrong? How many of you watching here have done the interdimensional meditations? Until you do the meditation that I talked about that took me into a whole other place, until you've done that, you can't know what I'm talking about. Well, just breathe and just ground a little bit, it'll all be okay. It's not supposed to be okay. When you're shifting from the third dimension to a whole different dimension, it's not supposed to be okay. It's time to move past where we've been. Move past the third dimensional enclosure we've created for ourselves. Now, I have every belief that if and when in this life, if it's possible, it might not be possible, but if in this life I shift to what we call 5D, more than likely I will get all my nutrients from the sun. I won't need to eat plant-based. But the fact of the matter is that this animal body, if I don't eat plant-based, if I don't eat, animal-based foods, I'm not going to be alive for very long. It's okay that things are what they are down here. There's no need to project your guilt, your fear, your uncomfortability on anybody else. See, here's another really long one. And so listen to this. Again, you're not even listening to what I was saying. But what I said triggered you so badly, you had to write this long diatribe. And again, it makes me wonder, how much of the practices on my channel are you doing? The goal in this life is to die before you die, ancient wisdom. The ego mind must die to this world. What remains is you without mind. Listen, when have I ever said that? When have I ever said to get rid of mind? This means you don't know what the mind is. That's not the mind. You don't want to get rid of your mind. Your mind is what allows you to meditate. Your mind is what allows you to shift. Your mind is the portal that allows your consciousness to go to other realms. You don't want to get rid of your mind. You become predominantly present in the now as default. Thinking is reduced 80 to 90% because you get rid of your mind. Where do you come up with this nonsense? You become still and mind noise falls away. So what we're seeing here is somebody who wants to escape their negative feelings. That's what you're talking about. For you, the mind noise means my feelings. And you think, like many people falsely think, that spirituality is to end that. And what we're talking about is this is really a form of, it's a desire for suicide. This is why people take drugs. I'm going to guess this person smokes pot. Is that true? Being present here now, no mind equals peace. There is no peace until this is so. So you're sitting there and you're condescendingly going to lecture me on how I need to get rid of all this. And all that's happening is what I talked about, pushed your buttons. Made you uncomfortable. Because the thought when you saw me in this place of being in between worlds. First of all, I can read this. I know you've never experienced that. I can tell by reading this that everything you do is to prevent that from happening. Because you want to be in this place of peace and know now. And again, it's this, it's just not, this is not my experience. I might have believed that 20, 30 years ago. But it is not my experience. Transformation from this world to the next means that you are going to go through a period where your reality comes apart and your ego, what you're talking about, the need to be safe and still, that is your ego. That is not your spirituality talking. The need to write that long, huge diatribe means that what I did pushed your buttons to such a degree that you have to condescendingly stand there and throw out these platitudes. No mind equals peace. And the eye of awareness will get lost when ego's mind still pulls the reins. So you're telling me I'm stuck in my ego. Why are you even on my channel if you think that? It means you guys aren't even getting. And then you quote at the end, you quote Jesus. You haven't even read my books about Christianity. Why are you on my channel if you're not listening to me? Why are you wasting your time? You've got all the answers. What are you doing here? Many rooms in my Father's house. Man, that whole thing was about what you just said really makes me uncomfortable. So now I got to condescend and give you false platitudes because I can't tolerate the thought of being outside of my ego-created peace, where I've destroyed my mind. actual opposite of what I want to do. Here, listen to this. You okay, man? I'm only a few minutes into this video, but you seem bothered about something. You think? But look, my not being okay, so disturbing to you. I've never even seen this person before. That you couldn't even finish the video. You had to stop and codependently rush to stop me. So your need to find out if I'm okay and your need to point out that I'm bothered means that what was going on with me was really bothering you. Codependence is abuse. Whenever you try and stop somebody from their negative feelings, it's abuse. True acceptance means you let people have their feelings. And if they don't ask for your advice, which I didn't, at no point in that video did I say, do you guys have any advice for me? I didn't ask for any advice. I'm fully responsible for this journey that I'm on, this experience that I'm having. So if you need to go in and stop and give unsolicited advice, it means that you're trying to control the other person because what they're going through is bothering you. It's frightening you. It's bringing out the chaos within you, and you don't want that. So, and again, how offensive is it that you're not even bothering to watch the video before you dump a comment? You're an inspiration to many. Don't ever forget it. That's the whole point. I'm trying to. It says, can you give an example of what you were talking about when you say when you interact with someone, all you can do is see the karma between you guys? No, I'm not going to give an example because that would mean that I would be sharing their past karma. I'm not going to do that. Take it for what it is. Sorry for all the comments, but since I had my Kundalini rising, it did something to my reality. So then what are you doing jumping in trying to fix mine? This is it. By the way, this isn't a Kundalini rising event. I experienced that probably 30 years ago. It's not even close to that. This is beyond anything. Again, I've done practices where you leave your body and you learn new skills. I've done practices where you go beyond anything physical. I've done all the meditation, the Kundalini, the Zen, the Taoist yoga, going to the emptiness zone. I've done all that stuff. That's third dimensional stuff. What's happening now is I'm being shifted beyond the third dimension. So this is what's coming for all you guys. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe you'll go through it more gracefully than I am. But you're not even listening to what I'm saying. It's like, why are you on the channel? If you're on this channel, my goal is for you to do the practices. If all you're doing is coming and listening to me, you're getting almost nothing. I've got 25,000 subscribers, and yet, I'm barely making ends meet because I have a subscription service, and almost nobody is subscribed. What are you doing here? Just another YouTube video? Well, I'm glad you're here. You're welcome to be here. Go the next step. I dare you. I dare you to dip your toe into this multi-dimensional experience that is coming for everybody. And when you start talking about how crazy it's making you and how bizarre and how you're being taken into multiple dimensions at once, and you can interact with somebody, and the next thing you know, you're remembering past life karma with them, and it's bringing up all kinds of crazy emotions. I'm not going to give you platitudes. I'm not going to try and talk you out of that feeling. I'm going to say, yeah, I know exactly what that feels like. If you ask my advice, I'll give it to you. But it's time for all the codependence. Stop smoking the weed. Stop trying to go to that empty place. I want to go to get into that peace where my mind is gone. I encourage you to go beyond that. If you want to. That's what we're doing here. So if you've got the cojones, I encourage you to do these interdimensional meditations. You can get it at meditations.thunderwizard.com. The one that really did it for me was the opportunity one, which I just uploaded. So who knows what will happen after that. Wait till we get to the one spiritual power. So you can go to meditations.thunderwizard.com and follow the instructions. Or you can go to thunderwizard.com. You'll get the first one for free, which is prosperity. I enjoyed that one a lot. That one didn't take me off into Looney Tune land. And you can also go to the shop and you can buy them each individually. If you try the opportunity one and see if you don't have the same experience I did. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. But, you know, guys, listen to what I'm saying. Listen. Take some time to actually listen. Put the joint down and listen. Maybe get some milk and some butter. Get some actual nutrients in your body that your body actually needs, that aren't plant-based, that don't kill animals, but give you the nutrients that you need so you can get out of your tremendous guilt. I'm going to tell you something else about a lot of vegans. A lot of vegans project their own childhood trauma onto animals. Why? Because animals appear. They appear to us, especially if if they're domesticated, right? They're captured. They look innocent and helpless and victims. I mean, you heard the guy said, cut black magic, that we're doing black magic. And if that's true, if human beings are doing black magic on animals every time they kill them to eat them, that means that all animals are doing black magic on other animals. But I don't see you applying that same principle to other animals. Wolves are, doing black magic on deer. Sharks are doing black magic on other fish or whales. Whales are doing black magic on fish. I don't hear you say that. So that means it's not true. It means this is your projection of your trauma. Something happened when you were a kid. You felt like an animal being led to the slaughter. And you can't tolerate seeing that in animals. And so you turn that into your experience. What you're saying is you felt like your parents were doing black magic on you. And that you were being led to the slaughter. That's what needs to be worked on. You don't want to kill animals? Great. There are other ways to get you the nutrients that your body needs. And your body, unfortunately, you are evolved from being an animal that eats other animals. You won't get all of the nutrients you need unless you do it. But you don't have to kill animals to get it. In any case, that's it for me, guys. This has been one of the most incredible experiences I had last night. I just woke up, so it's not bothering me at the moment, but I know this is just the beginning. And I encourage you to be a part of it. If it scares you, I understand. Those of you that have the bravery to go a little further, to go beyond what you think you know, I encourage you to come along because it is incredibly liberating. I mean, it's to be able to see beyond this third dimensional. I mean, it's not easy. It's not an easy path. You want easy? This isn't it. You want expansion, you want awareness. There's nothing beyond what we're doing. I've never seen anything like it. I can't even point to it. I don't know anybody else on this planet that's doing what we're doing. And I don't know that there's ever been anything like it. But I encourage you to come along if you want. But if I end up going outside of my human understanding, and there are times that I'm having a hard time putting things together, and I share it with you, I'm not asking for you to come and fix me. I'm asking for you to listen. Listen and try and understand. And we can go through this thing together. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourselves.